Okay guys, it's me again with another video. Today I want to talk to you about two things. One is enharmonic tones. When we're dealing with enharmonic tones, those are just like homonyms or homophones like you have in English, things that sound the same but they're spelled differently. In English you have two, and two. You have T-O, T-O-O, T-W-O. You have there and there, T-H-E-I-R, T-H-E-R-E. So you have those sounds like that. Same thing happens in music, except we call it a fancier word. We call it enharmonic tones, okay? Spelling it this way. E-N-H-A-R-M-O-N-I-C. Enharmonic tones. Now, what enharmonic tones are notes that sound the same.
Wesley Hawkins, report to Miss Bryant's room. Wesley Hawkins, report to Miss Bryant.
Sounds the same, but spelled differently. Okay? Sounds the same, but spelled differently. All right. So, when we look at our keyboard, the keyboard that I gave you, hang on just 1 minute. Here's the keyboard that I gave you, all right? You see that on the black keys, you have two different letter names. Here you got D flat and C sharp, E flat, D sharp, G flat, F sharp. Now, when we're looking at these and we are trying to figure out, well, wait a minute, how do I know what is what? Remember that a sharp, here, for example, C sharp. C, when we sharp it, we go to the right. We raise it a half step. So we go from the white key to the black key. That's a half step because that's the nearest next note, whether it's black or white. So C, C sharp. Then if I go to D and I lower it, I flat it, okay? I flat it. So I lower it to the left, a half step. So D flat. So each one of these, C sharp, D flat. Same pitch, different letter names. Same pitch, different letter names. Let's do a couple of these, and I want you to get your keyboard out, and I want you to look at it while we're doing this, okay? So get your keyboard out while I erase the board. Looking at that keyboard will benefit you tremendously in understanding movement in music, especially in sharps and flats. So, if we had, let's say, let's draw a treble clef sign here. And let's say we have an F. That's just a plain F. I want you to find F on your keyboard. All right? You found the white key F. Now then, I want you to raise it to an F sharp. F sharp. So you're going to go to the right, a half step, okay? You're going to go to the right. So here is your F, right? Got it? Okay. You're going to raise it a half step, and it's an F sharp, okay? See that? F, F sharp. Got it? Okay, good. Now, what would be another name for F sharp? Look at your keyboard. What flat name would be another name for your F sharp? G flat. Good. So G, and then G flat. All right, so this is telling me that F sharp and G flat are the same pitch. Exactly the same pitch, just spelled differently. So don't let enharmonic tones scare you because it's such a big word. It's a simple thing, it's a big word, it's a fancy word that is a simple figure out, okay? Let's find an A sharp, okay? Here we go. Find your A, all right? Here's an A right here, okay? And here, let me do it this way. A sharp, I'm gonna go to the right. There he is. Now I go to B, and I lower it a half step, and it becomes a B flat. So A sharp and B flat are the exact same pitch. Okay? Got it? Understand it? Gonna absorb it? Absolutely. Okay? All right. Do these for me right quick, like. All right. I want you to find an E flat. Okay? Look at your keyboard. Go to your E. Lower it a half step. And find the E flat, the black key E flat, okay? Now, what form of D would be the same thing as E flat? Excellent, D sharp. See, I told you you could do this. All right, what if we had, let's say, a B flat? Find your B, lower it a half step. Then what do you got? A B flat, all right? Go to the A, raise him a half step, and what do you end up with? A sharp. Same pitch, just spelled differently. Same pitch, just spelled differently. And what's that called again? Enharmonic tones. Enharmonic tones. They sound the same, but they're spelled differently. All right, questions about that? Okay, the next thing I want to show you is we have talked about time signs. And we have talked about how our note values, that our time sign, the top number, when we've got a time sign going on, it looks like a fraction, correct? Absolutely. So here we have, let's say, 4 over 4. We know when we see that we've got 4 counts in a measure. And by the way, what's a measure? Can anybody tell me? Awesome. The distance between 2 bar lines. Bar line, bar line. Here's our measure. Bar line, bar line. Here's our measure. All right? So we can have 4 counts. Not 4 notes. Now we could have 4 notes, but we could have less than 4 notes, or we could have more than 4 notes. It doesn't matter. Either one of those, just as long as it's no more than 4 counts. All right? No more than 4 counts per measure. So let's do a few. We could have a half note that's going to get 2 counts. Let me erase these arrows here. A half note that's going to get 2 counts. And then we could have a quarter note. And then we could have a quarter rest. So those would each get 1 count apiece. So 2 plus 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. There's our measure, all full. Let's do another one. I'm going to put an 8th note, and I'm going to put 2 16th notes, and a quarter note, and another quarter note, and a quarter rest. All right, let's look at this. Because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different notations here. All right, our 8th note gets a half of a count. Our 16th notes get only a fourth of a count. Our quarter note gets 1 count. Our quarter note gets 1 count. Our quarter note gets 1 count. All right, let's count it up. First, let's get a common denominator because we have to add fractions, correct? So 1/4 plus 1/4 equals what? 2/4. And if we simplify that, that is 1/2, correct? So that's what these guys are worth, is a half. Well, we've got a half over here with our 8th note, plus a half right here with 2 16th notes. So together, these guys equal 1 count, plus 1 quarter note count, 1 more count of a quarter note, and 1 more count of a quarter rest. Because remember, our rests get the same amount of counts as the note that it represents. So if we have a quarter note, he gets 1 count. If we have a quarter rest, he gets 1 count. Because we know notes equal sound, rest equals silence. All right? So now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4 counts there. So it's full. All right? Now then, that's our time signature. Time signature or time sign. Either way that you want to put it, it is imperative that we have that at the beginning of a piece of music to let us know how many counts are going to be in a measure, to let us know what our note values are going to be, because that's what the bottom number tells us. It's what our note values are going to be. So we've got the number of counts in our measure. We've got what our note values are going to be in each measure. Now we got to figure out, well, what key are we going to be singing in? Today I want to show you the order of the sharps as they enter the key sign. Just the sharps. I don't want to do the flats today. I just want to do the sharps today, okay? So, other than the time sign, we also have a key sign. Keep in mind, with these videos, you can go back over and you can stop and repeat and stop and repeat and stop and repeat until it absorbs into your little brain. And then, even then, please ask me questions if there's something you don't understand. Ask me questions. That's what I'm here for, okay? Here we go. All right. So here, let's say we have a treble clef sign. When we have a sharp, we raise the note a half step. Correct? Yes. When we're looking for the key sign, that's telling me, what is my piece written in? What key is it written? You know, I have certain keys that I like to sing in. If I get in certain keys, I don't like to sing in them because they do not make my voice sound well. I struggle with some of the keys. So I like to sing in certain keys. And just like your favorite artist loves to sing in certain keys, because they can do their concerts, 3 and 4 hours, they can sing a concert and never get tired. They won't wear their voice out because they're not straining it to hit extreme highs or extreme lows. They're in their comfort area, their comfort zone there, all right? So let's look at a key sign. In our sharp keys, when I say name the sharps as they enter the key sign, that means what you see at the beginning of a piece of music. We know we see the clef sign. We know we see the time sign. We're also going to see the key sign. And it's going to tell us what key it is written in by the number of sharps or flats that the key sign has. As I said, we're going to do the sharp keys today. On the sharp keys, first of all, when you write a sharp on a line or a space, to know if it's on the line or on the space, you have this. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but the square part right here, if there's a line going through it, then that's the name of that sharp. If it's this way and there's that square right there is in a space, then that's the name of that sharp. So let me show you here right quick like. The first sharp we always add is F sharp. And it's always placed in the treble clef on the top line because we know our lines are every good boy does fine, or empty garbage before dad flips, or whatever saying that you have that helps you remember what your lines are. So here is that first sharp. It's on the top line, and it's an F sharp. All right, the second one that's added is 5 letter names up. So if we start with F, F, G, A, B, C. So the next sharp is a C. We put it on the third space. Okay, we're going to start at C and we're going to count up 5. C, D, E, F, G. That's the next sharp added. And it sits on the top line. G sharp. Now we're going from G, G, A, B, C, D. Fourth line there. Now we're going up from D, D, E, F, G, A. Second space. Then we're going up from A, B, C, D, and E. Top space. And there you have, we've got one more, going from E, E, F, G, A, B. Third line. All right, there's your sharps as they enter the key sign. F sharp, then C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, E sharp, and B sharp. Those are the sharps as they enter the key sign. Those are the sharps as they enter the key sign. They are not the key names, it's just the sharps that are going to be in each individual key. And we'll get to that next time. All right? So go back and study this. Remember, in adding the sharps, we go up 5 letter names, starting with the sharp that we ended with, and count 5 letter names up, and that's the next sharp. Okay? Good deal.